What's going on, everyone? My name is Jordan Ingram. We're here at the Washington Dulles to operate a charter cargo section to Raleigh, repositioning for a charter flight. So without further ado, let's get on to the flight deck. This is Boeing 787-9, November 25982. So first on our list of things to do, looks like the pushback guy is all set up and ready to get us out of here. Flight time should be about 41 minutes. Take out the touchdown, maybe a little weather going towards Raleigh. VATSIM looks clear. No one on the controllers on comms right now, but we'll see if that changes. Looks like we got one American guy sitting over there waiting to go. Alright, let's get the plane started. First get our battery turned on and electronic flight bag started. I'm going to connect ground power, and pushback's already planned, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to set that up for when I'm ready for that. Get the external power connected, IFE and passenger cabin, utilities and stuff like that situated. I'm going to go ahead and just fire the APU now, because we're not going to be here long. 7 passengers. Today we have 7 passengers. It's 59,000 pounds of cargo. We'll probably take about 26,000 pounds of fuel. So nothing too significant here for today. Gonna go ahead and start our fuel pumps and hydroelectrics. Turn them on for right now. Put the nav light, logo light on. Turn the lamp light off. Alright, go ahead and turn our window heats on. IRSs, get those to align. I have mine set up to align instantaneously, so they'll be aligning right now. Alright, electronic flight bag. Again, we have 7 passengers, and let's see if I can nail this. Get 7, 8, 7, there we go. 7 passengers, 0 fuel weight, and this is something that we don't do in the Z-boat because it automatically populates it, but 0 fuel weight for the aircraft today is 349,000 to 400,000 pounds. So we'll go with the minimum. We'll go with 349, maybe a little over. There we go, 349. For fuel, we'll take 27,000 pounds, so we're just gonna drag that down. It says we need between 24,000 and 85,000. I don't think we're gonna have to divert. Weather looks decent. It looks bad, but not too bad where you can't land. I just gotta drag that back up. If we do have to divert, our alternate is just back here to Dulles, 49. There we go. Landing fuel, let's see, we should land with 14.3, plus we put on 3 more thousand, so we'll say 16,000 pounds. And if my math is correct, our takeoff weight should be 371 to 433, and we are going to be 376. That looks good to me. In the galley, short haul one way is, I know galley, no galley loadout is fine. This is just a reposition for a charter flight. We're gonna be going to France from Raleigh. So we're not gonna need a galley. We just have 7 crew members on board, and 2 pilots, 2 more pilots to join in Raleigh, as well as the low slow flight crew. So no international baggage. And with that being said, we don't touch any of this stuff, and we're just gonna load the aircraft. The passengers, there's no passengers. Hit OK. Initialize the flight, start performance. APU should have started. It did. Went fantastic. Okay, looks like fuel loads instantaneously as well. We're gonna turn our traffic and weather on, and as well on his side, traffic and weather. Traffic on. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and get this FMC set up. In the FMC, we're going to turn to CDU. Okay, clear that message. Position in it. We're in K on the Gannon Dulles, KIED. Drop those coordinates in there. You see a little PFDs come to life. As for the route page, We're going KIAD Dulles to KRDU Raleigh Durham. We're going hard stand, pad to pad. We're not touching a gate here today. We're United Flight 2545 for the cargo section, and we're going to execute that stuff. Going to go set up for our departure here. We're going to be J-Dub for departure, Melton transition straight to the arrival in Dulles. That makes, in Raleigh, so that makes it really easy. We're going to be using runway 30 standardly for departure out of Dulles. I've not used the runway other than 30 in a very long time at Dulles. So J-Dub to Melton, execute all that stuff. No need to go to the routes page. We're going to straight to the arrival page. We're going to go to the Aladdin 3 arrival. Again, Melton transition as for 23 to left here. Go ahead and execute all that stuff. We're just going to make sure there's no discos or vectoring. Because since I can't verify that there's going to be active ATC, I can't put a vector, like I can't have that vector in there because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get vectored at all. Because, we're going to be flying alone. On this side, we're going to set up our VNAV information. Climb is fine. Cruise would be 340 for today. It might be a little high, but this plane kind of soars like a rocket, so that should be no problem. And that's fine. So, and then our cruise will come into the box here. So it looks like we'll be cruising for just 18 or so miles, 61 miles, and then we'll be coming right back down. So not too bad. Looks like there's a walker over there. Very cool. Everything looks good to me so far. Looks like we're almost ready to go. We're gonna punch some stuff in here again. So we're down the ground in Dulles. We're gonna be taking runway 30 for departure today. Weather in Dulles is looking actually pretty good. Let's pull up the ATIS. Let's see, winds are calm, so we don't have to put anything for that. I could put what the ATIS says. Looks like our temperature is 9 degrees, not 79. That's so hot right there. 299.907. So just back that out. Put that in like that, and we're gonna put that into the ICAS in here in a second. We'll go flaps 10 for departure, and all the window and engine ice will be on. Our reversers are operative, so we gotta put our weights in. This is the hard part about this plane, is like remembering this stuff, honestly. Okay, so 377.418 even, so we're just gonna come over here. We're gonna put 3774 and 18 even. Oh, not that button. I tried to put a percent sign. Okay, 18 even. Calculate V1 134, V2 152, rotating at 143. That's for runway 30. I usually put the Magknight about 20 knots over rotate, so we're looking at 143. We're gonna go to 163. Easy math. We're gonna just click that over there, go to 340. I really like that you could do that by thousands. It's pretty cool. I usually set it back just in case I need to do something inadvertently. I'm not, perusing through the flight levels. Flight directors are on. We're almost ready to push. Seatbelt signs will go on. Even though this is a charter flight, we need to be safe. We're gonna put up our fuel panel. I like to look at this because, well, fuel is important, nothing in the center, so we're not worried about the center tanks. APU is burning right now. We're ready to go. Just do an exterior. We're gonna disconnect these GPUs in a second. Looks like Air Francis 777 over there. And 2 other United triples. Alright, let's disconnect the GPU. We're gonna just disconnect from it first. And then disconnect over here. Ground services, there we go. Alright, we are ready to push. Beacons on, anti-ice is on. We're going to release the brakes, give him the go ahead. Engine shutdown, that's just because the engines are off. We'll trim the plane after we've pushed. And yeah, everything looks good. Brakes released, cleared to push. All eyes on the engine start. He just cleared us to start them. Looks like in Raleigh they're landing runways 23 left, 23 right. Probably gonna accept that 23 left and get it set up here in a second because this is a really short flight. I don't know, it depends on how long the cruise is. Okay, I love about this plane is you can start both engines at the same time. Engine fuel levels are up and engine start is commenced. Be starting momentarily. Not that one, not that one. This one. There you go. Engines are starting. Very nice Rolls-Royce engines today. Both engines seem to start okay. Everything's in the green or white. Looking good. It's gonna turn us here in a second. Just make sure I'm connected to the network, and I am. I like to keep this on direct, just in case, you know, we do get vectored or something. See, that's the thing with the Magknight, is that when you're getting vectored, or, you know, you're given a VOR to fly to or something, you have to put it in direct. You can't do it in the leg space. You have to put it in here or you're gonna totally screw yourself, so we don't need to be doing that. Alright, almost done here. What is that little thing right there?
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Brake set pressure's normal. We're gonna set our altimeter while I'm thinking about it. 299 I believe the altimeter is the same in Raleigh. 299 in Raleigh. 299 looks good. Everything looks good up here. Gen's caught good. We can turn the APU off. Put it in the hand signals on the right hand side. We'll see next time. He's disconnecting. We're gonna trim the plane for departure here. Trim it to 5 degrees.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Alright, we'll take it easy. Have a good day. I didn't say have a safe flight to him, so that's good. Usually that's what happens. Oh, turn our air on. That might be needed. Alright, there goes the signal. I didn't turn the air on it. I think that is messing up the cabin here. Let's see. Let's take a look. I don't want that message to go away before. That's not what I want. I kind of want systems up there. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna turn the packs on that one on. That's gonna shut the engines down if I keep messing around. Upper recircs. Okay. That should have went away. Oh yeah, there you go. That's gone away now. Okay. Cool. APU's shut off completely. We're ready to taxi to runway 30 via Zulu Yankee 11. We're gonna taxi. Again, we're on Unicom. There's no ATC on, and it seems like very recently I've been flying, and then all of a sudden the ATC comes on, and I don't notice, and then they get mad because you don't call them. And it'd be right in my taxi, and I'm like, do I need to call for clearance? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Okay. All right. Dulles Traffic United 2545 heavy taxiing runway 30 via Zulu Yankee 11 Dulles. All right. Brakes release. We are taxiing. We'll set the flaps on the taxi out. Turn the sounds up here. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Flaps 10 for departure. The hardest thing. Let me fix that. You good? The hardest thing with this plane that I had to learn was it doesn't take a lot of movements to move this aircraft. Unlike the Zebo, the 37, you have to kind of fight around. This plane, you do not. You don't have to put the nose gear down when you're departing. When you're taking off, you don't have to ensure the nose gear stays on the ground. It will do it itself. There's a lot of weight, I guess. And this plane does not play around when... And, like, my first few flights, I would tail strike every time. Because I'm pulling back on the yoke like it's a 37. In fact, it's not. Alright, flaps 10 sets. I didn't turn our taxi light on. Look at me, skipping everything. That looks good. I don't think the winds are going to change before we get down to Raleigh, so I'm assuming we're just going to do 2-3 left. I'd prefer the 5s, but it just gives us a little more time to position ourselves for the arrival, but that's okay. Alright, now that we're down here, we're going to call again and prepare for takeoff. Alright, takeoff. Looks like we're going to go takeoff lights, turn on, turn offs, turn off the taxi light. All these lights go on. Just recall everything, do a recall, we're good. Dulles Traffic United 2545 heavy lining up runway 30 Dulles. And Jade up for mountain transition. That's what we're doing today. I guess that little line was going to the runway. That's interesting. I never really noticed that. 26,800 pounds of fuel on board, so we'll be fine.
Approaching 30.
Even if we have to divert, we'll be fine. Which I don't think so. Alright, center lined. We're gonna wait for her to say her thing again.
On runway 30.
There it is. And 50% on the throttles. Auto throttle set. Flight controls are free and movable. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Crash checked.
E1. Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. We're turning to the right here. We're not going to get some altitude first.
400.
Because we have a long way to go in a short amount of time, so. Let's go flaps 5.
1000.
Not like a rocket ship. Not yet. See, that little climb there took no input at all. Put VNav on. Just go flaps 1. Or turn to the right. Clean the flaps up. Took us a little longer to get off the pavement there, but it'd be alright. Climbing through 5,000. Getting close to 250 knots, so we're just going to pitch up just a little bit more. Still hand flying the airplane right now. Flattening out the turn here in a second. We didn't put RT on the brakes, just realized that. 250 knots there, so we're just gonna go fly direct to there like that. LNAV and autopilot. Plane's gonna take over. Brakes are off, yeah. Brakes are always off, unfortunately. Get to 10,000 very quickly because we're 270 knots and the plane's trying to kill the speed off. All these lights and stuff come off and chime the cabin. Not that there's anybody back there but the flight attendants, but it's gonna get to 290 and start the climb again. Yeah, climb. Things looking pretty kosher right now. We're just gonna set up for the arrival, I guess. We don't want to be caught lacking. It looks like he'll take ILS T3 left with the butts transition. Everything's looking pretty smooth right now, though. Looks like the storms are off to the east of Raleigh, so that helps. About 3 minutes in the air and we are rocketing through 16,000 feet. That's what I'm saying, man. You can really get flight level 340 on a 40-minute flight with the 787. It's pretty cool. Altimeters will be at 18,000, which it's not going to tell me, but I know it's supposed to be done, so. We're gonna set up for the arrival. Just set it up now, get it out the way. We're gonna be taking 2-3 left. Winds have not changed in the last 10 minutes or so. I don't expect it to change. Our information is here at this time, so it's at 108.5. Nav rad page, duh. Course is 234. 234 in here, put 234 in here. And just like that, ILS is set up. Pretty cool. Back to progress, I just want to keep an eye on what time we're going to get there. Passing through 21,000 feet. view of the outside. Pretty nice. I love the Rolls-Royce engines on these planes, man. It's insane. Absolute powerhouses. Rolls-Royce car? Nah, give me the engines. Alright. We're looking good. We're going to be parking at Signature Aviation. It's on the GA ramp in Dulles, in Raleigh. Because we're going to be chartering out of Raleigh. So we don't need to go to a gate. There's nobody on this plane. Because we could have carried passengers, but nah. About 9,000 feet to go until the top of climb. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Again, we haven't even gotten to the first waypoint on the departure, and we're 5,000 feet to top climb. It's pretty insane. Making a turn here. We are now going southbound. On the standard departure to Raleigh. This is the most used departure in FlightAware, so I mean the most used route. It's literally a departure to an arrival. It's pretty sick. But it's usually I don't have to go on the route page and like type in, like if we're going transcon or transatlantic or transpacific, you'd have to type all these waypoints and airways, and I hate typing in coordinates, and I just figured out how to actually do it. It's so confusing because you can look it up online, but like that's how they do it in real life, but in the sim it's just they type it in differently. It's weird. I want to end up with that view. Yes, it's super weird. And see, that's the thing, like usually you would go to like in the airline basis, you would go to I don't know if I can pull it up here, but you would go to company routes. You would type in the code of the route, and then boom, the route's in, you're good. But here you'd have to go to route, so pages 1 of 3, next page, and then type it in here. Type it in here, and it's a question on how to type it in. And I've seen many different ways. None of them the right way. Looks like I got a little headwind here. And I can also prove that by going to the next page and it says a 71 knot headwind. Yep, I would agree. Coolio. Set up for the arrival here. And just like that, we're 1,000 feet from top of climb. Top of climb. And we are cruising right on schedule, actually. I think this is where they planned us to be. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is. Pretty cool. All right, seatbelt signs are off. We'll ding the cabin. If they want to get up and move out the cabin, they can. If they want to, of course. We're going to be going right back down, so let's look at what we have here. 253, so we'll just set that now. That's when I can use this. Boom. Just like that. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Also good to use this page, as you can see top of descent. The Zebo has a little line, has a little dot that says when it's gonna when it is the top of descent. The Magknight, yeah. So just look at this page, and like when it's like saying 2, 3, between 5 and 0, I would say that's when you need to, you know, start your descent, you know. But so we've been in there 11 minutes and we're top of climb. Pretty cool. Don't need to burn it up and speed because I mean it's just a repositioning charter, a repositioning ferry flight for a charter. So nothing too concerning. We can't be late. Oh, I guess you could be late, but you know. Looks like our on time they have planned for us is 13. And let's see if the time was it 13:59 on, and then in the gate or on the pad 14:07. So yeah, if we land at 13:31, we'll get there in plenty of time. Might get there early. Oh no, I mean like we're gonna get there early, but like too early. That would be bad. No, not really. It's a simulator. No traffic in Raleigh either. That's kind of lame. It's insane because sometimes you appreciate no traffic, because yesterday I was flying in Zurich. It was probably 1800 or so for them, and it was a madhouse. There was planes everywhere, planes landing, planes ready to go to depart. They had departure clearance. The clearance delivery was a mess. It was like you couldn't get a word in, and it was pretty bad. They had controller changes, runway changes. They're saying 15 minutes, 20 minutes to go, depart. They were telling them to shut one engine down. Like, I've honestly never flown in Europe that much, because this plane is pretty funky, and I don't really like to fly it that much, but I've never seen VATSIM like that. But also, it's one controller on every level, one delivery controller, one ground controller, one tower controller, just running the whole show, and it's a lot of work, you know. Then they were doing a runway change, and then a controller change. It was a madhouse. It was a complete madhouse. I was flying Zurich to Dulles. I think we got into Dulles probably 15 minutes late, but we sat on the ground. We sat at the gate for a good 10 minutes. We pushed back, and we sat another 20 minutes waiting for Turkish Airlines plane ahead of us to go. And then we sat at the runway threshold because we were the second in line for the new runway. And then they did controller change. And we were sitting on ground, and then the ground controller, after about 15 minutes sitting at the hold bars, told us to go over to the tower, and then the tower made us wait for another 10 minutes, and then we were up and away. It was just wow. It was like, oh my goodness, I can go to work and come back before we leave. I intentionally put more fuel on board because I saw the traffic, and I kind of thought it would be a while. Not a while, but it would take some taxiing or some waiting for arrivals and departures, but I didn't think it'd be that bad. Looks like we have 8 nautical miles for our top descent. We'll wait till it gets to 5 and then start the descent. Level 253 at Melton. Doing about 2 more miles here. One thing I do need to work on this plane is the landing. And I think I've figured out what it is. Like I said, this plane doesn't require a lot of input. It kind of does its own thing. You just tell it which way you want it to go, and it goes there. You don't have to, okay, let's start it now. Oh, maybe it wants to do it by itself then. Okay. I don't trust it sometimes. Like I said, this plane is weird. because like sometimes it will descend, sometimes it won't. If it does it in 2 miles, I'm going to do it manually. But yeah, landing, like, you know, Zevo, you're used to like maneuvering the plane to the ground. This plane, you kind of like just tell it to go to the ground, and it does it itself, which is pretty cool. But you know, coming from that side of the aviation, let's see, it's supposed to be doing it now. Is it gonna start? There it is. There we go. Coming from that side of aviation, maneuvering the plane like that is actually kind of hard because there's so much weight. The plane just wants to go nose up, nose down, nose up, nose down really quickly, and it, you know, kind of like fishtailing the plane, but like in a vertical sense. And if you don't know what I'm saying, you might be able to see it. I try not to, though. Alright, well, 253, flight level 253 to 17,000 feet. Get the altimeter here in a second. Things looking good so far. Another 5,000 feet to go or so. Our decision height will be 806, so we'll put that in here. So funny thing about this airplane is that, and you can set this. This decision height will set on both sides. We're going to 806. This will set on both sides, altimeter will not. And I have it set like that on purpose. It just gives me a reason to look over here, see if there's something wrong, something I don't see on this side. I want to look over here, also look at this stuff here. I have all kinds of stuff here. Some of the stuff doesn't work like that. All this stuff, pretty cool. Flight controls, gear. The altimeter is going to be, not that we're too concerned about it right now. Looks like we have a little bit of weather out there. It's good to know. Altimeter will be, where information's still Sierra, 299.1. 299.901, sorry. One more, please, thank you. Same here. That. We're not gonna worry about that one until we're ready to do something. Really quick flight here, nothing too long. Looks like we're gonna arrive even earlier than we expected, which is good. And when we hear that, we could just set the next one. If you don't get it in time, it will act funny. But I think the top descent on this one's pretty... It should just keep descending. It shouldn't even stop the descent. That's what I would think anyway. I don't know. Yep, and it just kept descending, which is good. Everything's looking good so far. Runway 23 left has 7,500 foot of pavement on it. Looks like I'll probably go auto brakes 2, flaps 30. This is the best side to land, mainly because we need to be on this side anyway to get over to the GA ramp. So. I see something crazy in there. I just want to make sure there's no vectors or anything. Yeah, so this is the thing, also the thing with vectors. Is if you have a vector in here, actually it says below 17,000. I just noticed that. Okay. If you have a vector in here, it will throw the routing of the plane off. Also a disco, if you have a discontinuity. So say if there's a discontinuity after McDonald, I think that waypoint is, which it will look like, instead of this being here, it will have empty box, empty box, empty box, empty box, empty box, and it might say discontinuity. That ends the routing after this waypoint, and you'll have this stuff. This will still be here, but there will be no line connecting them. So you just have to mend it together. That's when like you have two, like an arrival and departure coming together. It doesn't know where to connect it at. No waypoint to connect it to, connect it through. But a vector is when, kind of like when we took off out of Dallas, and I just turned the plane. Usually air traffic control will either vector you to that turn, so let's say turn so-and-so heading, right? We'll use this heading, is turn 060, you know, or vector straight to, direct to your first waypoint on your route, you know, and that's where you would, or they'll say vector to JDub. That's when, where it says vector, I would switch that out with JDub. But vector is not a waypoint, but the FMC doesn't know that, so it's going to automatically just throw the routing, throw the line here 7,500 miles to the opposite direction, because it just doesn't know what it is, you know. So that's why I take those vectoring, take this, even if there's ATC, I'll take the vectors out, and I'll take the .discos out, because it doesn't give me a true reading on the flight. And like this says 1325, it'll probably say like 20 something, because it thinks you're actually going all the way out to that fake vector waypoint and coming back, and it's just not the case. So that's why I do that. Even if ATC is on, I take that stuff out, because you honestly don't really need it. I mean, and it's a lot easier to just stick the waypoint in there. And it's not easy either, but it's a lot easier to stick the waypoint in there than having to fumble around with that vector waypoint in the air, you know, because they're gonna do it to you in the air, you know. So you have to, especially on departure, you have to fly the plane and put that waypoint in. That's hard enough as it is, you know. There's no first officer. We are solo. There's 2 seats back there, by the way. 18,000. We're going to set the altimeters. Two seats, 4 pilots. I guess these are considered jump seats. Large suitcase stowage for all your large suitcase needs. You can put them here. Let's see, load limit 1 suitcase 40 pounds. Wow, 40 pounds of suitcase. A lot of stowage though. Here's 17,000. We're gonna get to 12,000 next. At Aladdin, we need to be going 250 knots. That is in the FMC. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Cool. It's 27 minutes in air right now, so we're looking pretty good. Can we see the weather that they're saying it's out there? Because they're saying like there's a little bit of weather out there. See, it's right there. I don't see anything though. A lot of clouds. Nothing much more than that. And so this confused me in the beginning on what this was. That's our holding pattern. And usually it's like a different color or something, but unlike the Zebo, but like not here. This plane just scares me sometimes because it's like not descending and I'm like, what are you doing? But I'm assuming it knows what it's doing. Then it wants to do something like this. Can fix that though. And see, like, was it ever gonna descend? And that's my question. Like, even going that 5,800 in the beginning, it's still nowhere close. I mean, 15,000 feet, but still, we need to be at 250 knots at Aladdin. We're gonna speed this down to 250. Because Aladdin is just on the other side of FACO. So we're gonna get down to this 12,000 and then just slow this puppy down. Which we still need 9,000 or below, or between 12 and 9 out of Aladdin. Dial it back a little bit. That was a speed breakout. Can barely see it. Can barely see the speed breakout. Maybe a little bit right there. It's gonna slow the plane down but maintain our descent rate. We got Aladdin at We're gonna send in 9,000. We're gonna kill a lot of. We're gonna kill. It looks like we have. Yeah, we have 9 miles, so we're gonna kill a lot of speed here. Or I hope we are. We're gonna kill a lot of speed here. Oh yeah, it's maintaining 270 right now. We're still over, but you know, what can you do? We're almost at 9,000 though. 5 miles to go. 10,000 feet. There's 10,000. Lights going back on. Runway turnoffs are back on. Seatbelt signs are on. Cabin is chimed. They know it's about to be go time. This plane needs to slow down significantly. Especially above. Oh yeah. We can't have this. Stop the descent until we can get speed down some. We'll hold 9,000 for a couple minutes or a couple seconds. It won't take us long to get down. But we're below 10,000. We shouldn't be going 260. Put the speed brake back up. So I'm saying I have no clue what it's doing. Oh, it's climbing to kill the speed. That's what it's doing. Okay. Now we need 6,000. $250, 210 knots to the next waypoint, so we're already there. Wind is with us, which is probably not helping the speed. And like I said, I flew from Zurich yesterday, and I promise you I didn't have this problem. I didn't have to use vertical speed. We have 19,000 pounds of fuel in the tank still. It's pretty good. Since we're going down to 2,200, we're going to set it at 3,000. And that's just to catch the localizer here, which we should be catching here momentarily. Do I see a runway up there? I do not. Runway should be at our 3 o'clock, I'm assuming, by looking at the chart. These clouds are kind of getting in our way of our line of sight here. We're gonna go flaps 1. I really like the plane to speed down if that was cool. We're in that cloud. I don't want it to climb, that's the thing. And see, that's why we use vertical speed, because I don't want the plane to start climbing. We're already too high as it is. So we get flaps 2. Actually, flaps 10. I'm thinking Zebo. Flaps 2. Let's do this. Yeah, I know this speed breaks, so we're putting it back up. Flaps 15. Put our approach mode on. With the localizer, glide slope. It's like we're a little too high, which is not a bad thing. Because it seems to me, I realized being too high is better than being too low. With these approaches. Let's go flaps 17. Runway ship, there it is. There it is right there. We haven't caught it yet. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We're good. Oh, we need to go down more. We're just going down until we catch the glide slope. Now, go speed 200, flaps 20. We're gonna get the weather in here. The wind is your information, Sierra, wind 220 at 7. Outside temperature 17. And we're 29.901. Landing weight, we're gonna go ahead and put 369.4. We get it? We didn't get it.
2500.
Runway is not in sight at the current time. All this stuff's in. We're gonna go auto brakes 2, calculate. Looks like we should land. Let's go auto brakes 3, calculate. Okay, we'll do auto brakes 3. There's the glide slope. The go around is gonna be 2600 050. We'll put 050 in here and 2500. I said. Yep, 2600. Sorry, 2600. Okay. We're 4 miles, Raleigh traffic United, 2545 heavy, short final, 4 miles, 23 left, Raleigh. We're gonna speed down just a little bit, or a lot of it. Let's go flaps 20. This flaps full. V speeds 144 we're aiming at. Gears down. Yeah, I know. I just got little super X armed.
Approaching 2, 3
I don't know what you
left.
call that message. Let's see if we can get the gears down. We'll take it in a second. Airplane.
Approaching minimums.
Some things just got out of order, but you know,
Minimums.
continuing. Red over red. Oh, white over red. Sorry.
5,000 feet remaining.
Brakes, auto brakes, and reversers. See, very little inputs for this plane, and look how smooth it was. We're gonna get to our next intersection.
3,000 remaining.
We're gonna take Alpha 3. Nope, we're gonna go to Alpha 2 because there's more room. Raleigh traffic 90, 25, 45 heavy, expediting off of 23 left at Alpha 2, taxiing to the ramp via Alpha, last call, remaining. Alright, make the right turn here. Speed brakes up, flaps up. Make a right turn. We didn't put our taxi light on. This is why I picked this intersection, because it's a little wider. We're in the dirt. That's not good. Here we go. We're not in the dirt anymore. Taxiing to the ramp. Took the brakes off. All this stuff goes off. That's not going to do anything. Flight directors can go off, actually. Go ahead and light the APU. This is actually not updated at all. This is a good old X-plane scenery right here. Good old X-plane scenery. All these lights come off. Strobes are off. Nav light and wing light can come off. Or nav light can stay on, actually. Pretty nice flight. Not too bad. Like I said, the end just got a little kind of, because I couldn't see anything, so lost a sense of direction. I got this. I've never had that message before. Low gear or too low gear. Like I said, old. Welcome to Raleigh, where there's just a bunch of hangars and no actual well, the building's right there. Okay.
Approaching 1-4.
1-4 is right there. We're gonna enter the ramp at Juliet 7. So you just give us more. Actually, can I get into the ramp at Juliet 7? No, it's Juliet 2. All the way to Juliet 2. I was looking at that. That just gives us more room. We're gonna be parking over here. Tokyo drifting. Are we supposed to be on one of these little things? We could turn the plane around. Hold on. No, Marshall, you just gotta do it yourself. Welcome to the next plane. We'll do the one closest to the door because we love our passengers. As close as we can get to the door. I think we can get to the second one. So the plane down here. A Coke machine. Okay, that looks good. That looks really good, actually. What? It doesn't really look that good. Well, I'm convinced to get it straight. Hold on. We're gonna jet blast the building. We have to go way out to get it straight. This is why we put extra fuel on, so we can get our parking straight. We have to go like to the very edge of the up the ramp here to get it absolutely straight, like here, because we literally have to come straight in. We already know which one we're gonna do the second one, so start our turn now. Kill the engine so we can. Kind of eyeballing it right now, and then when we get closer, when we get to that second line right there, we can kind of see a little better. To the right, just a little bit. Okay, as long as it's lined up with this one, it should line up with the other one. Let's try that. Oh, perfect, okay. Alright, brake set. APU is on and running. Kill the engines. We're going to get GPU power because this is an FBO. I don't need APU anymore. Gens are off. This stuff's off. Fuel's off. Packs, trim air, recirc fans, all that stuff's off. All our lights are off. Taxi lights off. Heat's off, window heat, stuff like that's off. Oh, no external power, we're gonna keep that on. IFE and passenger cabin utilities is off. Irises are off. Let's recall all this stuff for right now. And yeah, welcome to Raleigh. Looks like everything looks good. Everything looks bonita. Let's see. Everything looks good. Alright, we're gonna disconnect that because, you know, we're not using it. This stuff will shut off. Oh, it's because the GPU is available, but well, you can't do it now because the plane's off, but yeah, welcome to Raleigh. We are down the ground at the FBO, parked perfectly. Look at those cords, 2 plugged in there, GPU plugged in there. Too bad I can't put chocks on the plane like a Zebo, but you know, it'd be that way sometimes. 980 tail 982. We'll be going to the southern tip of France in the next coming days. Now that is some parking. That's some parking. That being said, I appreciate you joining me on the flight today. Very short one. And in this plane anyway, it's short for this plane. Didn't do too bad. That being said, we'll get a photo of the tower in the background. There you go. Well, see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.